Today, since we've already covered A, what's next is B. And with regard to B, I wanted to talk about the Buddha. I should start off by saying that Buddha is not God. Many of us myself included, it was only after I had the privilege and good fortune of being amongst a group of Bhutanese who got an audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama in Bodh Gaya that His Holiness the Dalai Lama started the talk by spelling out Buddha. He said, Sang asa sang ragataga gayatajasa ge. Here in Bhutan we say Sangye. In I think the Tibetans as well as in monks and Khenpos who've been trained in a Tibetan institute, they call it Sanje. The point being that he implored all of us to question and contemplate and reflect what the word Buddha means. And I think I can share that in English as well, that Buddha, Buddha. If you're a Buddhist, if you're aspiring to be a Buddhist, if you find the Buddha Dharma interesting, or you have any kind of affinity or affection or attachment with regard to Buddhism, then I think the first step that one should take is to reflect and question or analyze who is the Buddha. And I think it is very important for us to know that Buddha is not God, because what comes with thinking of Buddha as a God entity or a being is that then when things don't go in our favor, which after 4 decades of living happens more often than not, then we are always looking to blame the Creator. So, and I don't blame us for having this misconception, because while we call Bhutan the last Buddhist nation, a bastion of Vajrayana Buddhism, much of our curriculum and syllabus in school, it's like there is one Dzongkha class, and I think as you progress, I don't know if it still exists in the school system here in Bhutan, but I think from class 9 onwards, then you have Dzongkha 1 and 2. But besides that, everything else is in English, physics, chemistry, maths, geography, history, biology, and all of these subjects generally, if we can be honest and not biased, then we know that much of it comes from, not much of it, all of it comes from the so-called Western world, and it comes from, by and large, I think it's safe to assume, from a Christian background. So, and by that, I also need to caveat, disclaimer, I love all religions. I find Christ an amazing bodhisattva. Same goes for Prophet Muhammad. I just recently completed studying the Mahabharata, and it was an amazing epic story. Yeah, without digressing, what I want to say is all of our syllabus come from the West, and much of it is safe to assume comes from either a Jewish or Christian background, and with that it would definitely influence the scientist, the chemist, the biologist, the historian, whoever wrote what they wrote. Just like whatever I do will be influenced by my Buddhist upbringing or the culture that I was raised in. So, and besides that, in my own personal life, after I had that privilege of being in that audience, and later on I found myself in Tagana in a retreat center completing my Nyendo practice, when these words came back to me again, and I got to at least contemplate, reflect, and understand that Buddha is not God. It was, for a lack of a better term or expression, it was like Neo in the Matrix getting to swallow the red pill, or was it the blue pill? And because until that point in time, I was just recently sharing in a conversation with a friend that I would look at the Buddha as God and always be blaming him for anything that was not going in my favor. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share, that as Buddhist, we need to first of all understand that Buddha is not God, and take it from there. And if you have any thoughts, ideas, or comments, then do share it in wherever you find this video, and I would love to get back to you, and we can have a dialogue about my understanding of who the Buddha is, and what your thoughts are on the topic. And with that, I'll catch you again next time with the letter C. Thank you, take care, and don't forget to analyze and realize. So today I'll be talking about change. And this isn't going to be any profound insight or revelation that I have with regard to change, but just basically what change means for me, because like this whole video is supposed to be casual, at home, without any makeup. Thanks to TikTok, there is some kind of filter which, thanks to my eyes, I don't know what kind of filter is being used here, but hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's something that is pleasing and entertaining for you guys to look at. So with regard to change, what I wanted to share is all of our lives, it's a battle of trying to understand change, to accept change. Take my own case. It's been close to 2 years since my eyesight. I have now lost close to 85 to 90% of my eyesight.